What is up, YouTube? Today we are bringing back the top 5 guide slash list slash whatever you want to call it. Basically, the 5 gods for each role that you guys are going to want to be playing. This is going to be the jungle one. I'm a jungler. That's what I want to do first. So sit back, and if you have been wondering who to play and why to play it and when to play it, I am going to tell you right now. So we're gonna work our way from 5 up to 1. So from the least of the best, the worst of the best, I guess, up to the best of the best. So number 5, we have Thanatos. The build has changed a little bit. These builds are gonna be old, like really, really old. You realistically are going to want to be rushing into a Heartseeker, just because you're looking for burst. You're not looking for continued follow-up bursts. I don't know why I can't find the item because I'm a noob. Anyway, Heartseeker. So you're going boots on Heartseeker, really straightforward, really easy. You're looking to burst somebody down right away. You're looking for the one shots, the all-ins, the throw your one, be able to execute, the engage off of your team, getting someone low, ulting them, executing them, and then throwing your one out, killing another person. CDR is good, but I do think rushing Heartseeker with the movement speed, the penetration, the extra damage, it's just ideal for what you want to do on Thanatos. The rest of the build can go however you are feeling that game needs to go. You go into just pure damage, more pen, more power. You can go into defense if you really need it. You can get the Jotuns after the Heartseeker. That is completely up to you. Builds right now are very up in the air. People are going these tanky builds, even on the assassins, working out. People are still going damage builds on the assassins, working out. So it's really how you want to play the game. If you're going tankier, you probably are relying a little bit more on your team because you can't do all the damage, but you can engage, you can sustain longer, you can be in the fights longer. It can work out better for you depending on your playstyle. So Thanatos is number 5 on the list, and we're seeing him come back simply because, in my eyes, there have been so many nerfs to other assassins, so many nerfs to other aspects of the game. The early game is really strong. Warriors have been nerfed into the ground, so you're really looking at assassins because of how much warriors were nerfed. You can still play Robin, but he's really not that great. You're simply looking at assassins because you're looking at assassins and it's an early game meta. You're looking at early game assassins, which causes you to look at Thanatos, Ninja, Thor. Those 3 are the best right now. They nerfed the Wheelix into the ground. Wheelix's early game is fairly like below average. It's not even average. That's not even fair to say. So your top 3: Thanatos, Thor, and Ninja. Ninja is really risky. A lot easier to play in ranked and casual games because fucking up doesn't lose you the game. But in competitive and in higher level games, if you miss an alt late game, you probably lose. If you hit the alt late game, you probably win. So essentially, you're going to go off of, are you keeping track of actives? Is this person going to know to use beads? Is he going to react fast enough? It's not necessarily all in your hands, which I don't like about Ninja and why I won't put Ninja in top 5 and why Thanatos is there. Thanatos is level 1. Not the best for wave clear, but it's also not bad. You can silence the other team's abilities. So against gods like Raijin, Isis, Hunbats, anything that have to like a wind up for their clear, you can cancel that shit, or anything that's casted, you can cancel that shit. So it's really good for countering clear, as well as you can hit the whole wave with your 3. You have cleave auto attacks. You are starting with Bumba's Death Toll. I've had people, for whatever reason, not understand this. You want early game pressure, you want early game sustainability, and you want to be able to keep up the fact that you can clear a wave. You do that with Death Toll. The lifesteal you get from it is insane. The power is necessary. The health is also necessary. If you're going Bluestone, you're getting a little teeny bit of extra burst, but it's not worth the fact that you might lose lane clear, which is very key right now. It's extremely key. When I say wave clear, I mean in the wave. You walk up, you fucking box, you clear the wave. Understand your limitations, play the god. That's how Thanatos will work. I am not going to go over the rest of the build. You already know I have guides on these gods. You should already know how to fucking build the abilities, level up the abilities. You should know what the hell you're doing. So on to number 4 is Thor. Very similar to Thanatos, but a little bit more consistent, a little bit safer. You're not caught out as much. You have the hammer to move. You have control out of your stun. You have the ult, which is very similar to Thanatos' ult, except for it's used more as an engage and less as the execute type ability, the last hit. So Thor, another god where you're clearing very easily in the wave. You have poke before the waves get there. You have pokes as the waves are there. Sorry if you guys hear some banging. I have people painting in the house. But yeah. That's why Thor is doing so well. Once again, an early game god, early pressure, and then consistent throughout the game. He's pretty much been in the meta forever. He goes out for a few months and then comes right back in. Build for him has not changed in my eyes. You're still going Bumbas and Bluestone, so I'll go ahead and build these up just so you know. Bumbas and Bluestone, you're rushing into your boots still. That is not changed at all, like literally at all. On top of that, I still like to go into Jotuns. You can rush Heartseeker if you feel like it, but I like going Jotuns into Heartseeker just because Thor does so much damage already, and having the extra burst after the Jotuns to me is a little bit more relevant. The rest of the build, up to you. You can finish it off with a full pen build. You can go into more defense. You can go whichever way you want, and with the Titan's Bane, and you should be happy with your build. Now, one thing I have seen other people playing with, and I've been playing with, is instead of warrior boots, you can actually get Teleria boots. In the jungle right now, even when you're farming really well, especially in your ranked games, it is not easy to farm well. You have mid laners who don't come to back camps with you. You have mid laners who don't leave the lane. You have mid laners who proxy you because they're fucking dickholes. So as a jungler, Teleria boots is not a bad option. You lose out on some power. Could be a big deal depending on the god you're playing, but you gain so much gold over time that it actually makes up for it. Plus you have the extra rotation out of the increased movement speed when you're not in combat. So that's something to think about. Play with it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys have used it before, let me know what you guys think. I personally kind of like it. I don't really have a preference over either one. If I'm playing with a mid laner I know, I'm almost always going regular boots because I know my mid laner is going to rotate. Now, once again, if I'm not, it's a little up in the air. If I don't know who the mid laner is or I'm a little bit sketched out, I will go Teleria boots and just play off of that. So that should be Thor completely covered. A little bit faster than Thanatos. Number 3 on the list is Surkhet. You've seen a lot of Surkhet over the last few months. She's still really good, amazing at ganking, so she's going to excel in casuals and ranked games where people don't rotate as well. Your build on Surkhet hasn't really changed at all. You can replace the brawlers with Heartseeker. That's what I liked. Okay, I lied. The build has changed a little bit. You're usually not getting Spirit Robe. You can. This is going to be the damage build, by the way. This can be whatever you want it to be in this slot. This can be the Titan's Bane, and this can be the Deathbringer. You can swap it up however you want. You are going Bumba's Bluestone, so understand that. But you can also go Tanky Build, which I'm going to cover really quick because no one's really talked about it. But you've probably seen it if you've been watching competitive play, or even in ranked high-level ranked games, streamed ranked games. You see this shit come out a lot. People are going in on-style, however you say the item. It's been confirmed that I always forget what it is. High power now, magical protections, which are pretty good, not too key. The CDR is nice, but it's the passive that's the key. On Surkhet, you're diving into the backline, you're jumping in, you're blinking in, you're on top of people. And when your silence goes off on people, especially when you've ulted someone and they hit you and then they're silenced and they can't hit you while you're on top of this person's head, killing them, putting your ult on them, that's really, really big. So on top of on-style, you can also go even more tanky. People have been going into mystical mail to increase their damage numbers, plus if you're sustaining it does add a little bit. That's a little bit more risky to me. You can go into hide. Where is it? You can go into the hide of the urchin, start getting your stacks early, or if you're just feeling perfectly fine with how things are going and you're not really worried about like stacking up, worried about those big items, you go into Glad Shield, get a little bit more power, get physical defense, get even more CDR. You can swap these two up in whichever way you want. Works out all the same. They're both pretty cheap items and it's actually really nice. I would then go into that hide of the urchin. I like to go into the pen item here instead of waiting to last, just because the game gets a little too late and you don't have enough power. I get the Titan's Bane here, or that could be a Brawler's and no Titan's Bane. So if you're good on defense, Brawler's Titan's Bane, Heartseeker Titan's Bane, whichever one you want. Heartseeker's not going to be as good because it has less power, is still bursty, does work out. If you are going more tanky, I would grab a Spirit's Robe. 100%. You're getting more CDR. You've got 30% CDR. You've got tankiness. You got some life. You have the pen and power you actually need. And the reason this works on Surkhet is because Surkhet's whole kit is percentage damage and true damage. While building higher damage and crit, awesome, way better for carrying games. This is a very reliable build. You very rarely die. You're super fucking safe. Works out really well unless you fall behind. You really, in my eyes, cannot run this tanky build if you fall behind. Fucks you over drastically. Now if you're on par, meaning you're even or you're ahead, tanky build, try it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below on the new Surkhet build. That I didn't come up with this build, by the way. This is Twig in Europe was the first one running these tanky jungle builds, and they work, but they really work when you're ahead. They do not work when you're getting fucked on. Trust me. They do not. I've been there, done that. So number 2, as you can see, is Ratatoskr. Starter items have changed, and it's because of this tankier need to clear meta. You're going why can't I find it? Destol. You're going Bumba's Destol. Once again, it's sustain. You have a cleave auto attack on Ratatoskr. You've got crazy clear. You have presence in lane. It works out really well with Destol. Bluestone is more that damagey, I want to gank, I want to fight type thing. Death Toll is I want to win lane so I can fight right after. And it works out perfectly. You're picking up the Acorn. You can go that tanky Surkhet build on this god too. You can go Glad into Onsile, into Urchin, into Pen, into Spirit's Robe. You can go the Mystical Mail. You can go whatever you want in the tanky items. The cheaper build is the more fun build. It gets you online. You have CDR. You can keep fighting. Gets you a lead. Gets you a little bit more power. But I like going damage on Rat. If I'm playing ranked games, it's kind of like Surkhet where it works. And if you're going to rely on your team, it works. And it'll be a very consistent. You won't die. You will do a really good amount of damage as long as you understand how the build works. But the power build is the carry build. So I'm still going into the same shit. It's very similar to Thor. I go Jotun's, Heartseeker, and then play off of how the game's going at that point. Pick up more Pen. You can actually get... why can't I find it? You can actually get a crush on Rat, and it works out really, really fucking good. Because you get the stun off. So you'll 2 and you'll stun, or you'll stun and you're 2. And then you can auto attack a lot with that extra attack speed. It really is underrated. So one build I would like for you guys to try is Crusher. I've been picking up one defensive item again, kind of like it was back in like season 2, season 3. And either a Hide or a Spirit's Robe here. They work out really well. Spirit Robe, more CDR. Attached with the Crusher. Awesome. Or Hide of the Urchin. If the game isn't a lot of kills or you guys are kind of getting fucked on, don't recommend the Hide of the Urchin. And then end with the Titan's Bane. So I actually have liked these one defensive item builds. Allows you to live a little bit longer, and it works out. Especially when people are building these full tank junglers. Or they're going Urchin on Hunters or Urchin on the mages in the mid lane. Having Spirit Robe it doesn't really fuck them over completely, but it takes away a lot of damage because they're a little bit behind as well. So it ends up working out. And number 1 on the list, Nemesis. Nemesis has been being played like crazy. Same start, Bumba's Bluestone, same kind of build. You can rush Heartseeker because your ult plus 2 combo does like 70% of mage's health, 80%. So you get an auto or 2 in and they die. Kind of crazy. I like going Jotuns still though. I've gone back to that Jotuns build. So you'll see a lot of 2 kinds of builds. You'll see, once again, you go Talaria builds on Nem too because it's very easy to proc the gold with your 2 and the fact that Nem is pretty safe. But Warrior Tabby, into a lot of people have been picking up the whole katana tree. They've been going stone cutting, they've been going Heartseeker, they've been going Masamune. I've seen people pick up Fatalis or Hasten Katana, whatever the fuck they're calling it. Not necessary at all, like literally not necessary at all. This other item can be whatever you want it to be. It could be a Kins if you're getting a lot of auto attacks in. It can be an Executioner to get more pen off if they're really tanky. It could be your Titan's Bane here and then end with a tanky item. It could be a tanky item here like a Spirit's Robe, ends with a Titan's Bane. Whatever you're feeling. The one thing I don't like about this build is it doesn't have a lot of CDR, and I feel like I'm limited to the amount I can fight just because I don't have abilities up. Obviously, if you're able to auto attack because the other players are idiots, they don't understand locking down a Nemesis, run these builds, run an attack build, do whatever you want. But I have a fuck ton more fun in ranked right now, not a Titan's Bane, whoops, with Jotuns into the Heartseeker, just where you're consistently and constantly poking and doing high amounts of damage to these people. I do end up going into this tree though. I do like to get a stone cutting sword after. I do like to get a Masamune, and then I like to end the build with the Titan's Bane. If this isn't what you want to do, I would swap out these 2 items for like an Executioner and like a Kins. If you're getting a lot of auto attacks, that allows you to engage with the ultimate with the burst from Heartseeker, and then allows you to do auto attack damage. So you're pretty much killing everybody. It's kind of like a hybrid build. It's actually pretty fun. Try it out. Let me know what you guys think. You guys should know all the abilities on how you're leveling on these gods. I have guides. If you don't, just Google fucking Weekend and the god's name, it should come up. It's not really too difficult. So that's the top 5. Don't really have any honorable mentions. I said Raven can be played. A lot of gods can be played. Nija, Susano, Hunbats, but they aren't top 5. They're in this like weird limbo where they're not bad, but they're really only played in certain circumstances or if other gods are banned. So let me know what you guys think of the top 5. Hopefully you guys want to see more of these. If you do, drop a like, hit the sub button. Remember, we're doing a massive giveaway right now. A $450 Vertigear chair. You get to pick which color you want. There's 2 color options. You get an NZXT case that's like $100, and you get a $50 Steam gift card. One person wins all of that. The link to that should be below, the monthly giveaway. If it's not, you can find it very easily on my Twitter. You can find it's literally the top post on my Twitter. So go on there and find it if you can't. I will see you all in the YouTube video later tonight.